Hi there, welcome back to the YouTube channel. Final video of the week, and it's the runner-up in the poll I ran last week. Kyla, Sigardian Emissary, 3 green and white for a 2/2 human cleric. And whenever another human enters the battlefield under your control, you put a +1/+1 counter on Kyla, and then other humans you control get +1/+1 for each counter on Kyla. Yeah, this one's been a long time coming to MTGO, and it is one of the cards that came through originally that I picked up and built around in paper. So I've kind of recreated my paper deck with a little bit more in it because some of the cards I haven't got in paper yet. It's a fun card. I like the idea of getting this bigger and then getting your humans a nice little boost, as it were, Glorious Anthem, etc. And yeah, I don't see anything wrong with this. And, because it's human-centric, it is a human tribal deck. So here we go. This is what today's deck looks like. One thing I will say before we go any further, the tabletop cost is ridiculous, and there's a couple of cards as the reason that is. Magic Online's not too bad, $50, $52 or $53 online. But I'll get to the reasons why it's really expensive in paper top. Well, you can probably tell by the cards that's sitting at the top here, to be honest. But hey, here we go. 36 creatures. They're all humans. We haven't got anything but humans in the deck. So, Avacyn's Pilgrim for some ramp. Guide of Souls comes in for Modern Horizons 3 just for the life gain for a certain extent. And if we do get the 3 energy, getting to have the 2 +1/+1 counters and a flying counter on target creature to become an angel ain't the end of the world. Honoured Hierarch is also here. Hopefully we'll get in early with this for the Renowned and turn it into another mana tapper. Serra Ascendant, I have issues with this in Commander, I'm going to be honest. It automatically comes in from 1 mana as a 6/6 for flying and lifelink. But at the end of the day, I'm playing a human tribal deck, so yeah, he can make an appearance today. Soul Warden for a little bit of life gain. Hanwha Militia Captain. Yeah, keep it going. Hopefully we get 4 creatures in play, then we get to flip it over and start getting the white and black human cleric creature tokens and making the cult leader really big. Hero Precinct 1, because we do have a few multicoloured humans, as you can imagine, so, and when you do cast one, the token will trigger Kyla as well, because it is another human coming into play, so not the end of the world. The first of the multicolours, Catilda, Dawnheart Prime, protection from werewolves, yeah, whatever. Human creatures you control have tap, add 1 mana of any of this creature's colours. Thank you. And then 4 green and white, tap it, put a +1/+1 counter on each creature you control. We like +1/+1 counters in addition in this deck, by the way. Not too heavily, but yeah, we do like them. Because, Luminarch Aspirants here as well. Thalia's Lieutenant chucks +1/+1 counters, then gets bigger as we cast other humans. And we have some backup things. So Asban Falcon is here to give all our creatures with +1/+1 counters flying. Adeline, Resplendent Cathar comes in, attacks. We get human creature tokens. Again, they trigger Kyla, so they'll come in quite big. Augur of Autumn, just so we can play lands from top of our library or cast creature spells when we've got creatures of 3 different powers. There's the Coven. Benelish Marshals here, just to pumps up our creatures. There's the first kind of Anthem effect. I honestly didn't realise until I was building this deck the Eternal Witness was a human shaman. I always thought it was an elf shaman, but hey, I've learned something new, so it appears. Fiend Hunter gives us a bit of removal. Lauren of the Third Path, take out those artifacts, enchantments and card draw. Renegade Rallier gives us a way of getting things back if something's gone to our graveyard as a revolt. Somberworld Sage helps us get some mana out to cast our bigger humans. Torrens, Fist of Angels, will have the training, we'll have the 1/1 green and white human soldier creature token. Again, another trigger for Kyla. Tusker Captain gives everything with a +1/+1 counter on it, trample, and the Battle Priest does it with lifelink. Can't complain here so far. Apothecary White from the clue set. We might as well get the foods and get some whole load of human white creature tokens to trigger Kyla even more. Bergon of the Guard comes in from Lord of the Rings, enters the battlefield, or another human is the battlefield under control. They get +1/+1 and gain vigilance till the end of turn. Gold Knight Commander also chucks around a +1/+1 when creatures enter the battlefield under our control. Rick, Steadfast Leader, is also in. I actually put this in my deck as the actual magic version, but Rick's here. We give the humans the chosen abilities. It will probably be lifelink and first strike, I would guess, most of the time for this one. And then, because we'll probably have more than 4 humans in play, they'll all get +2/+2. Hero Blade Hole does the battle cry and then gives some white soldier creature tokens onto the battlefield taps and attacking. It's the only thing that generates tokens that doesn't make humans, which is a little bit upsetting, but the battle cry is too good not to have. Leona, Autumn Sovereign, chucks around some +1/+1 counters when we hit the Coven trigger. Sigardian Paladin, it has trample and lifelink as long as we put some +1/+1 counters around, and it gives us a way of putting +1/+1 counters on things. Suruk, the Hunt Caller, makes sure that if creatures you control have a total power of 8 or greater, target creature you control gains haste. Emissary Green does the whole each player voting bit for profit or security. Create a number of treasure tokens equal to twice the number of profit votes and put a +1/+1 counter on each of the creatures equal to the number of security votes. Juniper Order Ranger automatically gives everything +1/+1 counter and is one to itself when another creature enters the battlefield. Same with Argon and Arwen Wed. Even though it's a human elf normal, it's still a human, so it will trigger Kyla. Nykthos Paragon, I just wanted some way of gaining some life, so we've got some other ways of doing it, especially with the Apothecary White creating food tokens, or our Abzan Battle Priest giving everything life links, so it made sense to have this here to gain some life. Another human with a bit of a friend, the Ghoulclaw. Suruk and the Ghoulclaw are here. Whenever another non-token creature enters the battlefield under your control, +1/+1 counter on it, and it gets haste. And Torsten, founder of Benalia. There was no point not having this here because we want the creatures in our hand. For a change, we have a battle, and that's the invasion of Belanon, because once we can get rid of the 5 damage on the invasion, we get an Anthem effect for a +1/+1. Not many spells, a little bit of Rampant Nature's Law, Rampant Growth, and 3 visits, and then 2 that are affected by our commander. Obscuring Haze, so we can keep ourselves alive, assuming we have our commander in play, or prevent all the damage if we need to. And a Chroma's Will, because I say it every time I play a Chroma's Will, it gives me an Alpha Strike. It's great from my point of view. Artifact-wise, Jeweled Lotus to help us cast Kyla quicker. Mox Tantalite just for some colour ramping. Elixir of Immortality to shuffle everything back in when it goes pear-shaped. Soul Ring, Arcane Signet, and then one of each of the medallions round up our ramp, for want of a phrase. Then we have some of the other enchantments. Hardened Scales, because I am playing a lot of +1/+1 counters along with Branching Evolution. It just made sense to add them in. Paladin classes here as well, to give all our creatures +1/+1 when we get it up. Flowering of the White Tree, plump all our creatures and our legendaries, make it even better. It also gives us some protection when we get Kyla into play with the Walled One. Not much, but it's better than nothing. Always Watching pumps our creatures up and gives them vigilance. Gaia's Anthem pumps them up along with Glorious Anthem. Growing Rights of Itlamok, so we can go and find the creatures, then get a kind of Gaia's Cradle on the way. Path of Bravery, hopefully our life total will be higher and we'll get to pump our creatures that way, and we gain life when we attack, so we might be able to trigger it over 40. Radiant Destiny, we choose humans, they get +1/+1, and then if we've got 10 or more permanents, we get the City's Blessing, so they all have vigilance. Yeah, I'm playing a creature-based deck. Catha's Crusades are no-brainer from my point of view, so it's here. Mirari's Wake pumps our creatures and helps us out with our mana. And Virtue of Loyalty at the end. Give us a knight, and then chuck around +1/+1 counters and untap all our creatures. Now, one thing, the lands, just green and white lands all the way through. 8 forests, 9 plains, we're playing slightly more white lands. It is worth pointing out Gavany Townships here, and the reason the deck costs so much is the Gaze Cradle in here. You can drop it and get rid of it and change it to something else as well. Alongside this and Jeweled Lotus, if I just go back up to the top really quickly, swap this over to tabletop. Jeweled Lotus, $100. Gaia's Cradle, $822. So if you take off $922 off this, you're a lot nearer, sort of like 200. So yeah, it becomes a lot more palatable when you look at it from that point of view. But anyway, I play mainly on MTGO, so I leave the MTGO ticket prices up. Beyond that, we have the usual selection of lands: Windswept Heath, Temple Garden, Sunpale Grove, you name it, they're here. Restless Prairie I will mention, just because when it attacks, it does pump all our creatures up as well if we turn it into the llama. It's still a 3/3 llama, so it does help. But, at the end of the day, it's a humans deck, and that's what I'm done with it. So that is my really fast take on Kyla for the end of the week. Yeah, it is a human tribal deck. There's not really much else to say. You know the creatures, you know how it works. I will be playing this tonight on stream at some stage, assuming we get 2 or 3 games. Hopefully we'll get 3 games in tonight, but you'll see it tonight. It's Thursday when this goes up for me, so or tomorrow if you're stateside and you'll watch this on a Wednesday evening, come and see me on stream tomorrow night and see me play it. But for now, thank you for watching all the YouTube videos this week. If you can, if you haven't before, subscribe down below. Come and follow me on Twitch, link in the description. Come and watch me play all the decks I talk about every week, and I'd really appreciate meeting you all. But for now, take care, goodbye. Help me get to 500 by hitting the subscribe button. See you all soon. Bye.